So me and Fetty had a little fling for like a while,
Okay.
on tour. And then after tour, I was pregnant
With this guy.
with Fetty's baby.
Whoa. Sure, because we
Yeah.
definitely don't need some one-eyed baby with mad chains on, just running around America and shit, fake dreads, all that.
We are doing a Nojumper interview, and I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. Here we are. Hey, we're matching. Nice to meet you. Hey, it's your girl INASx, and I know you love the video, so you better like, comment, and subscribe now. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. INASx, INASx. Follow Nojumper and get all their amazing merch now.
Nojumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Like, comment, subscribe. Nojumper.com if you want support. We got the Nojumper Kush. Go to your local dispensary. Tell them you need it. Her Instagram's on the screen. Make sure everybody you go follow.
So nice meeting you. You're fucking epic. So me and Fetty had a little fling for like a while,
Okay.
On tour. And then after tour, I was pregnant
With this guy.
with Fetty's baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I had to, I took care of it. But, and that's why, I was so, I was like, I do want to talk about this. Because I was like, think about it, and I was like, don't talk about it. But it's like, the whole, abortion conversation is, a thing now. And it's just like, hold on, we can't fucking take away women's rights like this. I was not ready to have a baby, And I don't give a fuck how many baby mamas did it. And
Right.
they did it. Power to them.
Right.
I don't see them doing shit. Now, no offense. I don't care. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
No, I mean,
So
we got to keep women's rights to have an abortion for sure, because we
Yeah.
definitely don't need some one-eyed baby with mad chains on, just running around America and shit, fake dreads, all that. That's
And my
not,
thing is, especially when I would be one of 9, my baby mamas, that's so embarrassing. And for my
He already
at
has
that,
8?
I don't know, probably
Something like that?
something like
Oh
that,
my
right?
God.
And it's at the beginning of my fucking career, that
Right.
would have ruined me.
Did you have
know?
people your friends and shit who are telling you you don't want to do this because that's gonna sort of taint your image, because women are judged super harshly
No,
like that in the industry especially.
everybody was telling me
Right.
that you cannot fucking do this. You will be you'll look like an idiot. I was the artist. We were on the same label. It was as an artist, all you want people is to always take you seriously with your music and shit. You know what I mean? So for me to be baby mama number 9 or whatever the fuck I would have been,
Right.
that looks pathetic. So everybody was telling me no, but I already knew that.
So did the boyfriend get broken up with before you had this abortion
I
and
mean,
stuff, or how did
we
that
were still, toxic relationship shit. We were
going back
still-
and forth? Yeah.
Yeah. And he knew that it wasn't his, and that's when our relationship went haywire.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
Wow.
really bad. So that was after that experience, I was really scarred.
Was Fetty distressed about the baby, or at this point is that just whatever for him?
It's just whatever for him.
He's just happy to have
He
another
doesn't
hot
give a
girl with
fuck.
a baby running around.
He doesn't give a fuck. And
Holy
I don't
shit.
I don't know, because his parents, I don't know. His mom, he has a good mama.
Uh-huh.
I love his mama. And I was like, damn, what the fuck wrong with you? Your mom is so respectful, but who knows? You don't know what people go
So
through.
he has a kid, and then it's just he'll hang out with her a little bit, but he's not really pressed to spend that much time with it.
Hell no. I don't think that, listen, I don't know how he is as a father. He looks like a good father, but I wouldn't want to have a baby with someone who has fucking 9 baby mamas. That's so embarrassing. That's so, that's not what I want.
I don't even have 9 friends.
You feel me? My circle's that small, bro. So it's oh, hell no. This is not it. So for me, it was the best decision that I made in my life.
Right.
And then now it's this whole conversation, stopping abortion. What the fuck are we talking about? Are we being serious?
No, for real. If you are allowing people to, or you're forcing people to have kids that they don't want to have, those kids are going to grow up with shitty fucking upbringings. And they're going to get into crime, and they're going to be hanging out at the bus.
Because I was fucking opening up for him and performing in front of 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 people,
It feels like the biggest thing in the world at this point.
Yeah, and I'm a real performer. That's my thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my shit. That's my thing. So when I get on that stage, I just lose myself, and that's what I love more than anything. So for me, it was I'm able to do what I love more than anything. It's such a big fucking scale, and I've only been doing music for 2 years. You know what I mean? At the time. So it was all like, or even less. So it was all like amazing at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I started as an intern at Def Jam, and
really?
then yeah.
When you were what, like 18, 19?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And what was that like? Was that as an introduction to the music industry? How was that?
Being real, like honestly, like I saw so young how fucked up the industry was. You know what I mean? Yeah, like how fucked up it is to like women. You know what I mean? Like most of the, and it's like it's a sucky thing, and I feel like it's changing. Maybe I want to see what you think.
Okay.
Because I feel like obviously most of the guys just want to fuck. Obviously most of these execs, you know, that's how the fuck they are. You know, they just want to smash, or they're just trying to finesse, or whatever the fuck they're doing. You know, homie
Really?
on homie on homie.
So you just felt that because, I mean, most people in the music industry, for the most part, like on a professional end, it is mostly dudes. It
Mostly dudes.
doesn't end up with that.
And it doesn't matter if you look like a girl, if you, as long as you got a pussy, they want to fuck.
Really?
Like that. Like it doesn't matter, because I know girls that look like straight up boys, and they still get mad dudes that want to fuck them. And
Really?
I'm like, you look like a boy. I don't
feel like
understand.
I'm so oblivious to this because, like,
Really?
to me, I would never try anything with
Right.
a girl in the industry because it seems so problematic.
And
I got a girl. Yeah.
that you fuck with.
Right.
Most of these dudes don't have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They have girls that they don't fuck with,
But
or whatever. You know?
I'll holler at like a fucking stripper or a porn star, but girls in the music industry,
Right.
I'm just so like aware of what their position is and
Yeah,
how.
you know, it's a power
you know,
thing.
Yeah,
It's a power
exactly,
thing.
yeah.
They try to fucking take power from like, and these little young artists or whatever, and it's like they're easy prey, or we're easy prey, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when I was young and naive, I was an easy.
Yeah, because you're in the ultimate shitty situation because you're
Yeah.
super young, you're super cute, and you got all these fucking weird ass dudes
Right.
who realistically are not around that much female talent, probably.
Period. And it's like, oh, you're talented, easy prey. You know, it's like they're like piranhas. You know what I mean? And then the women, I was expecting the women to be like supportive. And sorry, I had this cough. I had this woman who's still in my life, and she's like my mentor, and she was like always giving me game. She was always like, if I would have just listened to her, it would be fine. But
Right.
then I had these other women that were like hating on me, you know, being fucking like, oh, she's trying to take my position, so fuck her. You're like, no, I'm not trying to take your position, bitch. I don't care. I don't want this position.
You're talking about like successful female recording artists?
No, like these female execs
Oh,
that
really?
you expect to be supportive, and they're not.
Really?
You know what I mean? Some are really about the women empowerment shit that they talk about. They really are. They're like, you're a woman, I got your back. You know what I mean? And I've
Right.
had those experiences, thank God. But then I've also had these experiences like these girls, like they're so like bitchy and catty and like, oh no, she wants my position, fuck her, get her out.
Right.
And that's how it was for me.
Wow.
So I lost my internship after a month because I couldn't get credit from my school. I was too young. And then, like, 'cause you're supposed to be like a fucking junior, and I was only like a freshman. So it was just like they didn't let me. And then, like, you know, I couldn't continue. The girls I was interning for in the publicity department were like, no, we can't.
And so Fetty was the first person that actually recognized you as having talent?
Yeah, like he was the first one, like legit, but after Timbaland and them.
Oh, okay.
But like the Timbaland thing was just more so like, you know, like he was my favorite producer, and like, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know Timbaland. But
I was
like,
in the gym the other day and Timbaland walked in.
you know, he like lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, his huge triceps, his arms are gigantic.
Like it was just like, but at the time it was weird because he would like hit on me too, and I was like fucking 19, bro, fucking relax, you know? And like it was just sad. And then like Fetty was the first one, yeah, that like believed in me and was like, I love your music, and was like, you know what I mean? Like, and for me at that time, I was like, oh my god, you know what I
But
mean?
is it weird that like when someone really seems like they really believe in you in the music industry that usually they're also trying to fuck?
Yeah, but you know what, with Fetty, it was almost like he brought it to the team, and then the team was like, oh, we gotta sign her. Like it was like
More
that.
professional?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
more, and it wasn't like, it was more like, oh, she's fucking dope. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, this whole like, it wasn't that. It was like, she's dope, and we need to work with her. And then it became like we were on tour, and we were like, look, and like I remember like the time that I knew, I went to go get like they had these chocolate covered strawberries, and he had the whole box, and he just like, here, take the whole box. And I was like, okay, like,
Oh,
you know.
Romeo, yeah.
Yeah, no, at the time, you know, when you're fucking young, you don't fucking know. Like, you're just like, oh my god, he gave me a whole box of strawberries, that's so cute. And, you
That
know,
is cute.
it was sweet. Like, shit like that, you know, but it was more so, yeah, like the team and everybody was just like, she's the fucking dopest. So
Right.
at the time, it just made me feel like really good because they were so like hot, but then it was like, and then they were not.
So when did you end up getting out of this deal, and how'd that work?
I got out of it about a year ago. I just had to wait for it to end because they didn't want to let me out.
Uh-huh.
So so it was like really bad. Like they didn't want to let me out, and then it was like, oh, you can go to court and all that bullshit. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing that because it's gonna take more time than waiting for it to end, you know?
So you feel like reborn now because you're...
Hell yeah! Oh fuck yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I had a couple like, you know, transformations in that time. You know what I mean? And
Really?
it was like, oh
what
yeah.
What changed? Musically or personality-wise?
I mean, like everything, really, because I went through the whole diagnosis. I went through that. I went like everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just like went through a couple of transformations, you know, and then like also with the music, I was making like super pop music, and then I was like, you know what, like I need to tap into my New York side, you know, and my fucking real side real quick, and I did that. You know what I mean? But like, you know, because I sing and I rap, and that's always been the thing. But it was just like when I was signed to them, I was like the pop girl.
Right.
And that's what they kept me as, the pop girl. And I was just like, I'm not just a bubblegum poppy bitch, you know what I mean?
They want you in that category, but you're out here like, nah, I'm a real Brooklyn bitch.
Yeah, period, you know what I mean? But it's like sides to a bitch, you know what I mean? Like I got my sides, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I got my vulnerable sides. I got my sides where I want to go poppy, and then I got my sides where I like going hard, you know what I mean? So
you work with writers at all, or you do all your own shit?
I mean, I write a lot, but I do like working, like I do like the collaboration process. I do. I think like as artists, we all need it. I just, I just did a feature with Lil Xan, and I made him rewrite his verse.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I even offered him a writer and everything. And he was like, no, I'm just trying to write my own shit right now.
What, you didn't like his verse?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna be real.
So you were doing a feature on his song, or he was getting on
He was
your
getting
shit?
on my shit.
How'd you guys even end up working together?
Through a mutual person that we know.
Okay.
Yeah, like a video person and shit. And then they were like, oh, we want to shoot your shit. They shot the Danny Lay, Chris Brown shit, and they shot like a bunch of shit, and they were like, and I just put out a new video, so they reached out to me and they were like, we want to do your shit. And I had a song with him already, but like they were like, oh, you should do a song, but I wasn't really on it that much. I was just on it like a little bit, like little couple bars. Right. And they were like, no, we should do like a real song and have him hop on it and like da. So like I threw him a song that I already had, and then he hopped on it, and then literally it's just happening like now. And then he was just like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't write the verse, so you need to write it. Or I'll give you a writer. And he agreed to it? Yeah. I feel like he pretty much, if a pretty girl tells him to do something, he's just going to do it. No, he agreed to it.
That's my impression of Buzzell.
It was hard. It was hard, because I was scared that he was going to be offended. You know?
He's so soft, and I feel like I literally feel like a pretty girl tells him to do something, he's just gonna do it. So I kind of like feel like I know exactly how that situation's. Like I literally saw Lil Xan lock eyes with Selena Powell, and he like immediately forgot he had a girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was when I knew he had a problem.
Oh my god.
Like girls too much, my friend. You a fan of Selena Powell?
I saw her shit with you. That shit was fucking hilarious.
I went to Rolling Loud.
This bitch is crazy.
I went to Rolling Loud, and so many people brought that up to me that it was the only thing I had ever done. It was that, because so many people were like, oh my god, I just watched that thing with Selena. I'm like, holy fuck, that shit like took over the world.
It really did. I don't know. I feel like people really want to hear like the fuck shit, like more than anything.
You probably know a lot of girls who could tell us all the fuck shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it hard to stay out of the fuck shit, or are you in the fuck shit?
I mean, for me, I was, you know what I mean, when I was like younger, you know, I would get myself in these fucking situations, you know,
really?
Like be at Chris Brown's house and shit, and to be like, why am I here?
Chris Brown's house, how was that? Remember the NDA?
No, fuck no.
You didn't sign it?
Hell no.
Did you see it?
I walked the fuck out.
Really?
On God.
And
I like him as an artist, and I still respect him as an artist, always. He's an amazing artist. But like, personally, I don't fuck with none of that shit.
None of what? The NDA shit?
Just like fucking naked bitches running around, drugs everywhere and shit, and like
That's what it was like?
Yeah, like pounds of coke and shit on the table. I don't give a fuck. This is the real. I'm gonna be real. Niggas need to stop fucking capping and stop fucking fronting, because that's the fucking real. And like, that shit is whack.
Wow.
And so like, you know,
you weren't into the vibe?
Hell no. And then it was just like, well, you gonna join? Fuck no, nigga, I'm out. Got me fucked up.
All the other girls that you were with or whatever, they were down? How'd you even end up going there?
Okay, so this is what happened. So the first, I got this random fucking phone call one day. Okay? I swear to God, on my life, right hand to the Bible, oh God. I got a random phone call one day, and it was him. I don't know how the fuck he got my number. He's like, oh, CB. I'm like, what? Who's this?
Some of these rappers and shit, man, I swear they got like fucking phone backs.
I just don't understand how the fuck you got my number. Like, what the fuck? This is when I first like kind of moved to LA.
Right.
And like, you know, I don't know this shit. I'm like, oh my God, Chris Brown's calling me. Like, so I'm with my girl, and I'm like, Chris Brown just called me, my girl Jemiah. And she's like, shit, what does he want? I'm like, I don't know. He just sent me his address. He's like, pull up. We're in the studio. We vibing. So, of course, that's how they lure you in.
The studio, we vibing.
Like, that's how they lure you in.
Mental note. I'm going to say that one day.
Yeah, no, it's how they lure you in. Is like, oh, yeah, they try to lure me in because they know I do music. So they're like, oh, come do music. And then I'm like, okay, let's do it. You know, I'm excited. I'm about to get the feature. We about to get off, you know? No, it's not that. You know what I mean?
You pull up and it's really not that vibe at all.
No, as a woman, you need like fucking 5 barriers between you and these motherfuckers sometimes. You know what I mean? Because you need the plug to just take care of it and talk to my people. Because at that point, sometimes if not, it becomes too, you know, mixy. So I get there and it was fucking dope. This first experience was like dope. It was like Tiana Taylor was in the room and EJ and all these people, and it was just a vibe. Like, everyone was just vibing, okay? So I'm expecting, so the next, a couple days later, he's like, pull up, like, you know, we're, whatever. So it's like, it's called 1 p.m. Do we have tea?
This is tea.
More coffee?
It's not hot enough.
She's spilling tea for the record.
Yeah, the tea. Yeah.
See, I know.
I know, right?
I'm a fucking disco girl. I know what you said, right? Well,
So,
we
no
don't
tea?
get coffee in that.
Fuck. Okay.
We got sugar-free Red Bull.
Oh yeah, I know, I have that too. so then, you know, I pull up like a couple days later and shit, and like it was not the same experience.
Right.
So it was just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm with my same girl, and she's just like, and by the way, I decided to go like covered from head to toe, because I'm just like, I swear to God, because I was like, I don't want him getting the wrong impression.
Full veil or what?
Yeah, like if I was worried about doing the hijab, like
You
I was,
did?
but I didn't. I just like, you know, full covered,
Wow.
like long sleeves, pants, and shit that I'm always like showing some skin, and I was just like, yeah.
I mean, I think that's smart, honestly. If you're pulling up and you're trying to make it really clear.
Yeah, like I really was. I was very adamant about that. This time when we pull up, there's a few of the dudes, you know, his homies and shit, who I didn't like their energy at all. And I'm an energy person, you know, so I'm just like, what is this energy? Like, you're negative, all these negative guys around him. And like, they're like, oh, we need your phones. And I'm like, why? We were just here like a couple days ago and I had my phone in my fucking hand the whole time. I didn't do shit. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not giving you my phone.
Right.
That's not happening. I refuse to give my phone up, like, all the time. You ask me to give my phone up, I'm out. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing this. Because if anything would pop off, go down, like, I need my phone with me. I need to call my shooter right away.
It is so fucking weird how that shit has become so normal. Like, sometimes I'll have my girl with me and we'll be like going to hang out with some rappers and shit, and like, she'll at some point realize she's the only one who's still got her phone.
Yeah.
It's like she's with me, so she's allowed to have her phone, but all the other girls are not allowed to have their phone. It's such a weird double standard,
and
right?
that's the thing. That's the fucking thing. And that's what, like, even like recently, my girl was like talking to one of Trippy's people or whatever. So she's like, pull up to the studio, and I literally, they were like, oh, give us your phone. And I was like, no, I'm out. And once I did that, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, no, I'm out. And they let me keep my phone. Because I was like, I'm leaving. What the fuck? I don't even need. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, once you, that vibe, they're like, oh, okay, you're cool. But like, once you, if you give that vibe of like, oh no, like, okay, here you go. Like, they don't respect you. And you're gonna fucking respect me. Or else I'm out. I don't give a fuck.
It is crazy.
I'm a fighter, so I'll fight.
The shit that you're describing of like mansion parties and shit with just coke everywhere and naked bitches and shit, it's like, if everybody had their phones, bro, that shit would be leaking all
That shit
over
would be
the place.
leaking everywhere, yeah. And you know, as me, thank you, baby. I mean, you. But.
Thanks, Laura.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like, wait, what? Is it good? Wait, what's wrong? Is it okay?
You had more over there, that's why.
No, I know, but it's cold.
Oh, okay. sorry.
It's cold.
It's a little hot.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And you know, for me, like, I'm not, like, I smoke weed and shit, but I'm not, like, into, you know.
Right.
Like, I don't really like all that shit, you know what I mean? I dabble, but I don't like it.
The
so.
coke thing is,
I think it's very overrated, bruh. I really do. I'm sorry, but like, maybe the MS thing was like a blessing in disguise for me because of that and my treatment and shit. They check my blood every
So it's super important that you stay healthy now because of this?
Yeah, super important, and I'm so healthy. So because of that, it's like a blessing. Because like, you know, of course, it's LA. Like, I've literally been, you know, you'll be with someone and then all of a sudden you find out like they're like hiding the fact that they're doing all this coke for me. Like, it's so sad.
Weird. And I feel like when you do coke, you find out everyone is doing coke because they end up offering it to you and
Period.
shit. But if you don't do it, then motherfuckers keep it super secret. And now I'm back in the position where I haven't done coke in so many years that it's like now I don't fucking know.
Everyone's so secretive.
Laura, are you doing coke? I don't know.
Laura?
No, she said no. Okay. But you know, just in general, it's like but to me, I just don't understand that mentality because yes, it feels good. Yes, it's crazy. It's fun. It's just not worth what comes afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like I would way rather be steady and feel good all the time than like have these crazy spikes in my enjoyment level that are followed by these massive fall-offs.
Period. And
you know?
in LA, it's kind of like scary because it's like you'll think you'll know someone, completely know them. Like I literally like you friends or people, whatever, you know.
Right.
And then it's like you find out that they do heavy amounts of coke, and
Right.
you're like, how did I not know this? Like, how did I not pick up on this shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been staying up till 6 a.m. every day, and yeah, you've been doing this. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Like, you know, because how the fuck can you do that? You know, every day.
I just did the interview with Maud's son, and he basically just stopped doing coke after doing it every day for like 6-7 years, whatever. And that was kind of what I said is like, bro, I've always thought that you just had mad energy and were always down to be at the club at 4 a.m. or whatever. And I thought I'm just an old man. I was like, I just don't want to party that hard. Oh, you're on drugs.
Yeah, cocaine. I should have known.
But I'm like a grown-ass man, and it still doesn't always just, you know, because if you don't see somebody doing it or you don't see the evidence right in front of your face, like he was hiding it from his girlfriends, from his friends, you know, and
that's a fact.
Yeah.
A lot of people will just literally like completely hide it and just put on this whole persona, and it's like, fuck, like I did not know. But now I'm trying to get like you know how people have their gaydar or whatever the fuck they say. I'm just trying to have that radar with cokeheads, just because it's just like even when coke-dar, you think. It's like even when you're fucking friends with someone and then you find out, damn, you're doing all this coke, like fuck, like this is not good, you know? Because then they become wishy-washy and indecisive and all over the place.
It's funny that you're more like that with like coke though, because I feel like I am more likely to have friends who just get really into perks or lean or Xans, and then they start getting all weird. I've had so many friends over the years that just one day all of a sudden they're just perked the fuck out and they're just a different person.
Yeah. And I could see that more than I see the coke thing. I think coke is overrated. But I could see where like, you know, like painkillers and shit, like I can see where you can get, you know what I mean? I like that shit, yeah, I can. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like even Xans, like it just chills you the fuck out. Like and when I'm a high-strung, high fucking energy type person, so
that's why I've had a problem with that shit in the past because when you have a lot of fucking energy and shit and you sort of get into that pattern of using that shit to chill you out, that's what I got fucking into.
Exactly. I mean, for me, if it wasn't, again, for the MS thing, my treatment and shit, like with Xans, like I slowly was just like, okay, I like this. And then that's when it was like, stop right now. Like, you know, I was like, I'm going to go get a prescription for it because I can. But then it was just like, no, you're not. Like,
every girl can get a prescription for it, which is the scary part. Like so many chicks.
Everyone can get prescriptions like that, which is sad. But it's like you don't even know what you're going to be doing. And then I've seen what happens to people. Right. So then I have to keep them in mind. You know, like close friends that, like go on this slippery slope of like, you know, even one of my good friends, like one of my best friends, like he takes Adderall like every day. Right. But he has prescriptions, but it's just still like, I'm like, you know, this is not okay, you know?
And that's what's where I remember a few years ago, I had a girlfriend and like she goes to the doctor because she was like depressed because she hated her job. Yeah. And she felt like her life was pointless. She goes to the doctor and the doctor ends up giving her Xanax, but she's like a fucking regular ass chick, so she didn't know about what Xans were like.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yo.
And then you find out later on.
I'm like, listen, I know mad people that are super fucked up off this shit. So I'm literally in a position where I'm giving her better advice than the doctor was.
I mean, the doctor will just be like, even for me.
Who the fuck am I?
Even for me, like being with the MS shit and everything, like the doctor will be like, oh, well, do you want this? And do you want this? Like, oh, I'm having mood swings. Oh, well, let's put you on a mood stabilizer. Oh, I'm having this. Oh, well, let's put you on this. Like, no, what the fuck? I'm already on a heavy medication. You're fucking me up here, you know? Crazy. Because they just, you know how it goes.
How did you end up working with P&B Rock? Was that was more recent after the whole FETTYWAP saga?
Yeah, P&B is like one of my favorite people. Like I love him. He's amazing.
Great guy. I saw him in the airport the other day.
He's amazing. Yeah. He really is an amazing artist and an amazing person. Like we just did a show together in like Philly, and you know he stayed. And like then afterwards I was like, yo. Like, I need to get you on a record right now. Let's go to the studio. So we went to the studio that night, and he cut it that night. Right. And it was just like, he didn't ask for nothing. Like, he showed up to the video shoot, didn't ask for anything. Didn't pay him anything. Like, he just did it off the strength. And it was like, wow. That's dope. Yeah, like, he was, and it was like, now, like, it was like right before he started blowing up too. So, really? Yeah, like, both of us had way less of a following and stuff when we did it.
Oh, so it was what, like 3-4 years ago before he started going crazy?
Probably like 2.
Oh, okay.
1.5, you know?
Word.
Because I feel like in the last year, he's really started going crazy, in
Yeah.
my opinion, I think. Maybe like a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be interested to see. I feel like he's had like a pretty strong 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I feel like I interviewed
Yeah,
him
because
almost
he
4 years
was,
ago.
yeah, he was already hot.
Yeah.
Like, we were both already hot, but he's like really blown up to me, I think.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so, and then, yeah, like, we just always, like, we always had a great vibe, like, you know? And then the other day, even, he hit me up and he's like, we gotta make another hit, you know? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
That's tight.
Yeah, he's the best. Like, I think, and talent-wise, like, he's super talented, you know? Because it sucks when you're like, oh, this guy gotta redo his verse. But with him, it's like, yo, he got in there, he wrote his whole shit.
Right.
You know, he wrote that whole shit. I saw him with my own 2 eyes.
The fact that you made fucking Lil Xan rewrite a verse, that's legendary shit. We're gonna be talking about that for years to come. I wonder if he's gonna react. Do you think he's gonna be on the story sad? I mean, that's like more worth it if that's what happens.
Oh shit. I mean, I had to. It was just like, oh, we can't put this out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he has a tendency sometimes when he raps to just sort of like trail off and get a little too mumbly.
Yeah, and I just, initially, like, it was just like, you know, I just feel like it was like mediocre, and I just like don't like mediocre shit. Like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right, or we're just not gonna do it, you know?
That's the attitude. How'd you meet Trey Songz? What's your Trey Songz story?
Oh my god, I don't know what the fuck just happened. A couple weeks ago, we were at the club. I was doing this hosting at somewhere, and like, all of a sudden, like, he was asking about me in the front, and I'd never fucking met him. So I was like, what? And
That's
then,
a Trey Songz move. You ask the club staff about the girls that you think are cute.
he
in the club.
came to the club and literally was like, hey, where's INASx? And like, and he knew I was like hosting that night or whatever. So he came and was like asking the people in the front, bring me to her right now.
Right.
And it was weird because I never met him. So I was like, why is he she probably should have said that.
He's doing work. He's like just straight up doing research, seeking out women that he hasn't had sex with, since he's had sex with a large percentage of them.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, I just feel like, okay, listen, homie. Like, I'm cool. Like, come to the section, it's fine.
Uh-huh.
But then the whole thing was so weird.
Why?
Because he came to my section, like, literally was just, like, saw that I had a lot of people in my section, too many people, didn't really like it, so asked for his own section, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then, like, when I left, because I went to leave and I had, like, a green hair at the time, I don't know, I was going crazy with the green hair.
Respect.
And then he, like, literally followed me out, but did not, like, he, like, I feel like every time he tried to, like, talk to me or say hi to me or something, there was always someone with me. Or there was always some, you know what I mean? And you know when, like, how dudes are when they see a guy with you? Like, it was probably the security guard or fucking manager or someone, you know, my video guy or something, but he's thinking, oh, you know? So I think he just was, like, a little weird, and he would just, like, didn't say hi to me. He was like a shy boy. I was like, what's going on? Like, I was so confused. And I was like, I was asking everyone around me, like, am I going crazy, or was, like, did he just follow me out and just come to the section and just ask, like, why?
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, I still haven't figured it out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just weird.
That is weird.
Just
It's like,
coming to the club, asking for someone, and then just like, you know, and then not coming, and then not talking to them much, or like, you know what I mean?
I love the Trey Songz meme that he's basically just like following Jordan Woods and Meg around to all their club performances. Do you believe that?
Oh, so he does that.
I
He
mean,
just does it. It's a thing.
It's
I'm
kinda
sure.
like
I'm sure.
The idea of it or whatever, it's like you just so often when I talk to a random girl on this podcast, they just have like a Trey Songz story, and I'm like, damn, I feel bad for him because like him wanting pussy is becoming a meme.
But my thing is like, I feel like nowadays it's so much more respectable to be with one woman. And you know what I mean? It's respectable. Like, for me, I don't like guys like that.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, you fuck too many girls, and we all know about it. And it's like, now that I'm like, you know, I'm not young and naive in the industry anymore. I know what's the fuck going on.
Right.
So it would be like, no, bro. Like, the way guys look at girls, like, she's ran through. You know what I mean? That's how we look at a lot of guys nowadays, too. Like, he's ran through.
I mean, yeah, and not even like the idea that it's gross, but so much as that, like, if a guy seems like they're dedicating their entire life
to getting pussy
I've just
instead
known
of getting
so many,
money.
You know, I've known so many dudes like that in my life, and when I really think about it, it's like, I feel lucky that I've been in a relationship for 3 years, because the whole part of my life where I was like pretty well known and getting money, I've been in a relationship.
Right.
So I've been kind of like shielded from that, because a lot of these guys, they start getting money and then they just sort of like base their entire life around fucking as many
I'm
new
not
girls
gonna
as
lie,
possible.
it's
you
so
know?
fucking, honestly, it's so respectable, especially when your bitch is bad. And you're letting her do her thing. That's so dope. Like, that's what girls nowadays, that's what the fuck we want. We don't want a guy that's been with everybody or that's every week in a new relationship or, you know what I mean? Like, we just don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking want that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that because I'm just like, no, like, I'm not getting ran through right now, so why the fuck are you getting ran through? Like, that's not cool.
It's kind of funny though, because now everybody just assumes the worst of each other. Like,
Right.
if I were single and I were going to the club and I met some random hot girl in the club, in my mind, she
Automatically.
fucked 18 dudes this
Automatically.
week. Like, I'm just assuming the worst because
Automatically.
I know chicks that are like that, so it makes me feel like everybody's like that, you know?
Yeah. And, but you know what though? What I've learned, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like a whole saying, if they walk like a duck, talk like a duck, it's a fucking duck. And that's my whole thing. Like, if you act like a hoe and you're moving like a hoe, you're a hoe. I don't care. And it's power to you. Go be a hoe. Go be a hoe over there.
But there's a lot of girls I know who are like that. They're private snap chicks, porn stars, whatever, and they're super open and honest about the
Right.
fact that they're like that. But then I also, like, sometimes she'll be like talking to a girl and she seems super sweet and nice or whatever, and then you end up in the club with her and you realize this bitch knows everybody.
Right.
And
And
you're
it's
just
scary
like,
when they know everyone, because, like, why do you know everyone?
you know, and it's sort of like, just makes you a little curious. Like, damn, how much time are you really spending in
the
this
club?
fucking place?
Yeah. No, you know what? It's a fact. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I rather fucking meet, like, you know, it's like nowadays, if you're meeting, like, even with him, like, we meet at the club, like, ugh.
Right.
Like, you know, that's so, like, I don't want that. Like, you know, like, come on. Because it's just like, if we're going for a bag, then yes.
Right.
If we're going to get money, then yes. You know what I mean? But other than that,
You
it's
ever been
like,
on a dating site?
no.
Right.
I've never tried it. Like, okay, so 2 years ago, after all this shit happened, right? Like, I had, like, this woman in my life who was, like, super older than me, and she was like, you have to start being smarter. Like, you can't do this, like, being stupid thing. Like, you have to be smarter than this.
Right.
So she was, like, trying to, like, get me to, like, go on seeking arrangements and shit. So I was like, okay, you make me an account and you do that. I'm not doing shit. I don't want to do shit.
Right.
But I just never followed through with anyone, and I just couldn't do it. Like, I
Seeking
couldn't.
arrangements like you were going to try to do the sugar daddy type
Yeah,
thing?
and I couldn't do it. Like, she was like, oh, this guy, he's 30-something, 40-something. And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Like, I just can't. So I would just blow them all off. Everyone's getting mad, and I was like, just take down my account, because I'm never going to do it.
I want to be open-minded to that shit, but the truth is it just weirds me out so
It weirds me
bad.
out so much. And you know, the thing about it is, I know it's a thing in LA, and it was a thing that I became used to in LA, because everyone does that, and all these girls are like, most girls my age are like doing shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have an actual like fucking name I'm building for myself, so it's like, that's not a good look. That's not my narrative, you know what I mean? That's not what the fuck I'm selling, that's not my narrative. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, yeah, like, fuck the sugar daddies for money. No, bitch.
Yeah, but
no.
that's the crazy shit too, is that chicks now
Sorry, but no.
chicks now talk about it like they're hyped on it, they're proud of
Yeah.
it, which is like it's kind of cool to see them like
And I saw
empowered.
like, yeah, and that's all nice and shit, but here's the reality of the situation. They are degrading women, period. And then just like paying them off, and they treat women like shit most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I saw the other day, like, Young Miami, like, I love her, she's amazing. And I saw her say that with her boyfriend and shit, and it's like, oh, my sugar daddy. Like, no, he's your boyfriend. He's your damn near your husband. You just had a baby with him.
But
you
she
know?
called him her sugar daddy?
Yeah, oh God, she posted that and was like, my sugar daddy. And I think that's awesome for you to call him that. But that's what the girls are like, oh yeah, she's like, go get your sugar daddy. And that's what girls are gonna start doing. And I just feel like, no, I don't want that. Like, I don't want a sugar daddy. Like, I want a man who's gonna, we are equal, we take care of each other, and you do shit for me, I do shit for you.
Then you could actually
like,
build something where you're on
Yeah.
like equal footing.
like, I fucking love what Kim and Kanye are doing. They're fucking dope. Like,
Right.
that is dope. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, that's her fucking husband. And he's like, that's my wife. Like,
Right.
that's hot. You
that
know what
pride
I mean?
in it, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Not like, oh, my sugar daddy. No. No, because most of the time, the reality of it is, most of the time in LA, if a girl says she's a sugar daddy, he's 60, 70 years fucking old,
Yeah.
and it's disgusting. And it's like, think about that. Like, you're losing your youth to this old man just for money that tomorrow he can take away from you. Like, no, I'm not into that shit. I think because I come from like a strong, independent woman, my mom has never been on that shit.
Right.
And I think that, you know, it's the opposite. I've had to deal with different shit, like not taking care of my, whatever the fuck it is. But at least I'm not like degrading myself, you know what I mean, for money. Like, that's not my shit. That's not my narrative. Like, selling your body and shit for money. Power to you if you're doing that. I'm not taking away from the girls who do that. I just don't like that shit.
Yeah, like honestly, it doesn't weird me out girls who are like doing the private Snapchat thing.
Yeah, that doesn't weird me out.
That doesn't weird me out.
Go get your money. Yeah.
But fucking somebody.
Fucking old men or just a guy no, I can't. I gotta like you. there gotta be a synergy there, like something.
You know, and it's like I kind of respect chicks who do it because if you can do that and it doesn't bother you,
money.
Hey,
listen, I know girls who are younger than me even who are getting a lot of money from doing this shit.
Yeah.
A lot. And I'm like, listen, I power to you, but then I can't be friends with you.
Oh, really?
Because, I've had a lot of girls in LA that I like, I'll fuck with, and I like fuck with the girl, like she's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like you find out she's doing that, and it's like, I can't be friends with you because then people are going to think that I do that, and I don't. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a lot of weird shit out here that's going on.
My advice to these girls making money off fucking old men is put it in the fucking bank and don't spend it all on purses.
Yeah, period. At least invest in some shit.
You know, because like if you need to do that when you're young and run up a bag to maybe be able to do something else with your life, I respect that more than you thinking like, oh, I'm gonna fucking bang dudes till I'm 49 years old or some shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Because then also it's just like, they just like the way to dispose of the woman, like, get away, like you lost your youth, you lost your beauty. And it's like we're so much more than that. So I don't like that shit.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What do you have in the works in terms of new shit coming out musically or projects, or what are you working on?
Yeah, I'm working on my project. I'm working on an EP right now, and I mean, I think that we have a little Xan on it, K-Camp, and potentially another song with P&B is in the works. Like we've been talking about it, So like right now it's just like for me, like now that I'm out of this deal, I'm just putting out music again and just like getting like just my shit out there because I was like working on so much for so long and not able to drop.
Right.
So yeah, I just dropped my new single Loca and that's like doing amazing. So I just like want to keep on just dropping.
That's fine. Do you have like a diehard like young girl fan base for the most part?
Yeah, like I love that, and I think like a lot of like definitely exotic girls and like girls that like look like me are always like, wow, like you're doing it, like because being a Middle Eastern girl doing this is like not common.
People are always so shocked when there's like Middle Eastern girls in like American spotlight.
Yeah,
I've seen that with my girl for sure.
Exactly, you know what I mean, and I think that's nowadays it's like we're breaking barriers, you know what I mean, and it's important for us to be free and be able to do that, you know what I mean, because I personally, as a little girl, like of course I love like Beyonce and Rihanna and all these, I love Lady Gaga, like all these huge stars, but at the same time it was like, oh, no one looks like me, and that like sucks, you know what I mean, but it's like being Middle Eastern, you know why, because it's always like they try to like control you, suppress you, not let you do shit, you know what I mean, and for me I've always been like a very like very empowered, very like, I'm going to do it, I don't care. I've always been that kind of girl. So I think now it's like I've used it and I'm like, I'm empowered and I feel powerful. So I want to make other girls, especially other people, but especially girls feel that way.
Because I mean, that is happening now, but I also feel like over the next 10 years, it's going to be fucking crazy to see how like women basically like rise up and like demand their rights. And
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for, I'm so adamant and like, I don't even like to even, with the women who are doing that kind of stuff, I don't want it to be like, I don't like putting any women down, so I don't want it to be like that.
Right.
But my thing is like, there's a lot of women right now that are going through a lot of suppression around the world and aren't allowed to even go outside of their house.
Right.
And I think it's important to empower them and let them know that you are so valuable, you can do anything that you want. You don't need anyone. You don't need a man, a woman, nothing. You can do it. Anything you want to do, you can go out and you can do it, anything you want. So I think it's important to empower the woman as her own.
Yeah. And
that's what I really want to do. You know what I mean? Like, as your own, on your own, you are fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know? So like, that's like so important to me. Because I think that, I know that there's, especially being like a Palestinian, and there's so many girls, in the Middle East that aren't allowed to do anything.
And they don't really, that shit is really fucked up because not only do they not really have like a role model like you necessarily who's telling them that it's okay to have that attitude, but they're just really like not even allowed to do shit, to drive and shit in a lot of countries. That's crazy, bro.
And I mean, for me, it's like, I've always like been super like, because I was raised Muslim, right? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like I always saw the woman being treated as secondary, and I just have always been like, no, about that. You know what I mean?
You never like grew to think that was normal and acceptable?
No, never. And I just like, because my mom is a Christian convert. My mom is, her family's Christian. And like my mom was born in Bethlehem, like where Jesus was born, like
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, so she came from like a strict Christian. She was in like a nunnery, like like her parents wanted her to be a fucking nun. Like that was what my mom's experience was. But then she married a Muslim man. My father was Muslim, and my stepfather was Muslim. So it's like that whole like religious, that it's just crazy that what the religion does, And my religion, I say, is love. I just like I love love, and I feel like God is love, and I'm a spiritual person.
Right.
I'm really religious and spiritual. And I feel like with the whole like religion thing, they just like force these people to do these things that they don't want to do, and then it leads a lot of people to not being happy.
Right.
And I think that's a problem right now. Like so many people are unhappy, and it's like why? It's like the institution of religion has been fucked up. You know what I mean? And I feel like that whole I would go to the mosque every Friday. And my stepfather was teaching the religion, who's a big hypocrite, so that was a lot. And you know what I mean? Real shit. So that was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then going to the mosque and seeing like women being treated like badly or in some places was hard for me to watch.
Right.
So I just feel like I would just be like, no, I don't like this. And I think the religion is beautiful. I think the way that a lot of people interpret it is what's fucked up,
Yeah.
And what they decide to teach. And like I had my like little baby cousin who was like 10 and was like, I can't wear nail polish, it's a sin. I'm like, girl, like, I hate that they're teaching you this. Like, I hate that this is what they're teaching you. Instead of being how to be a good person and what to do to be happy and be successful, they're teaching you, oh, you can't wear nail. Get the fuck out of here. No, we're not doing that.
The crazy thing about it, though, is that like religions can and do change over time, because when I think about the version of Christianity that like my grandparents had, it was so goddamn strict versus like the version of Christianity that most people I know have now. It's just basically like, hey, peace and love, be nice to everybody, rah, rah, rah. Whereas like, and I feel like Islam is kind of like especially resistant to that though, that they don't want to just like turn it over and allow it to just become like everything else, because like Christianity these days basically sort of like reaffirms our mainstream culture. It's like be nice and like buy stuff and sit on your couch and watch TV. They've sort of like washed away any sort of like negative thing that might be associated with the religion in general. Like, oh, don't take that literally.
Right. Yeah, and I have like a lot of friends too who are like born and raised Christian, and they're like super about Christianity and Jesus, and then I have other ones who are like anti-Christianity. Like it just, I feel like depends on their experience. And for me, like my experience was just like I loved the religions, I loved all of that. I just hated the way they were treating, especially women, and I was like, no, this is not it, and I don't like this, and I don't respect this, and I don't want this,
Do you get a lot of blowback from having the balls to say that as a Muslim woman?
I feel like now that I am like, I feel like a lot of people support it more than they go against it. Like, even though I was like raised Muslim, I don't identify with Islam. I just identify with like just being loved, and just being a spiritual person. And I feel like, it's about spirituality, connecting with your spirit, your soul, you know what I mean? And when I was practicing Islam, I didn't connect with myself. I didn't feel anything, and I would like do the prayer 5 times a day and I just didn't feel shit. And like I was going to Catholic school and I didn't feel shit either there at mass and shit. I didn't feel anything.
I did a lot of praying.
Yeah.
I never really felt anything.
You didn't feel shit. You know what I mean? And then like when I started doing like, practicing spirituality and just talking to God and just connecting with myself, and like I'm a yogi, I love yoga, I love boxing and shit too, but I love yoga, and like I just really love connecting. Like I love connecting myself, connecting with other people, like I love it. I love connection. And I just want to feel connected. And I feel like a lot of the time you might practice this religion but not feel connected, you know what I mean? And I sat there and I will read the books just to read and learn what I want to learn, Because I think like when you learn, you earn, you know what I mean? And that adds to your earnings, which is great. And I love learning, but it's like I don't like a lot of the way that people do their shit or interpret it, or the way they teach it, and especially the way like, they treat people because of it. And like I'll sit there, like right now I'll go to like, I tried like Mosaic and like, one church and like all these churches out here. I love those. They're like just
all these like
fun.
hip, fun
They're
new
just fun,
churches. I haven't been to one, so yeah, but
they're not religious. They're fun. They're nice. It's nice. It's like that thing. It's like what you said, like positive affirmation.
They're designed to make people want to go to church by like stripping away all the not fun shit.
Exactly.
When I think about my childhood, Sundays for me were just dreading having to go sit on these fucking wooden benches and just howl these
or get on your
songs.
knees and shit, and you're like, I don't want to.
It's like Sunday. I've been in school all week. This is the last thing I want to do.
Yeah,
it felt
period.
so wrong to me as a kid.
Exactly. It does. It feels like, what's going on? And that's the thing. I like those places. And my girl is Korean, so I went to a Korean church. You know what I mean? Like my friends, like, you know, I'll go to like, you know, all kinds of churches. They're singing their asses off, and I love the experiences. You know,
Right.
like I'm the type that as long as I feel something, I'm down. You know, but if
Yeah.
I don't feel shit,
Maybe I should probably just go to like a black church because I feel
It's
like
so
I would like the
fun.
vibes of that.
It's so fun. They're singing their asses off.
You know, like I feel like I would like the music
Yeah.
and I would like the vibes.
Yeah.
But then it would be really funny because everybody would be like looking at him joining black church.
Yeah, exactly. But you know
That'd be
what?
kinda
That's
worth
how I
it.
felt in the Korean church too. 'cause
Right,
I was
yeah.
in fucking Korean church, the only non-Korean.
And because
Like,
now
what
it's
the
really
fuck?
cool to be Korean.
Yeah.
K-pop taking over the world, you know? It's like, look how bad Adam
Yeah.
wants to be hip-hop. He has a-
Exactly.
yeah.
Look how bad he wants to be Korean now. They'll never say shit like that, but it's like, what the fuck? But it's like, I just want to experience this.
But
like,
if you drop a K-pop album,
I went to a church in fucking Compton, I'm not gonna lie to you, and it was fucking epic.
see,
Like,
that is what I feel like I would fuck
yeah, it
with.
was so epic. Like, it's just like, it's an experience. Like, you know, and they have food after, and like, you know, same thing with the Korean. A lot of cultural churches like that are like, super food after, and I love to eat. So.
If there's any churches in Compton that want to have us out, we'd
Yeah.
be happy
We
to
out.
Yeah. Pull up. I don't know if we accept it or not, but hey, why not?
Hell yeah, we would! They'd be like, where we lit?
I gotta bring some of my guys with me for sure.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Sure, this is just in
Just to
case.
make sure that everybody knows, I got upside down cross on my face, but I come
Yeah.
in peace, man.
I know, right?
All right, hey, I appreciate you coming on so much.
I appreciate you so much. I fucking love watching you. I'm always watching, so.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
That's amazing. I'm gonna tell my girlfriend to watch this one.
Yeah. I fuck with your girlfriend. She's a shit.
That's
yeah,
fine.
she's sexy ass.
Appreciate
Middle
that.
Eastern woman. We on. What's up?
Her Instagram's on the screen. Make sure everybody you go follow.
So nice meeting you. You're fucking epic.
Thank
He's
you.
even better in person. It's lit.
Wow.
He's not one of those. He's not one of those that's back in person. No, he's dope.
Aww. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Like, comment, subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. We got the No Jumper Kush. Go to your local dispensary. Tell them you need it. Appreciate y'all. That was awesome.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Damn, that was
Yeah,
way.
this definitely.
I didn't know it was gonna be that fun. Good.
Definitely do something about existential. Woo! That was fun. Aww.
Huh?
Yeah. Where is it?
They bring it up.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. You're epic. I'll be killing you today. Bronchitis. But I feel like I watch his interviews all the time, and like if he's able to talk to you for like a whole 30 minutes, like that's pretty good. And we were talking for like a good 30, 40 minutes. Like that was like super epic. Like I feel like he was super into what the fuck I was saying, and that's a good feeling. So I think he's fucking epic. That was epic. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it comes out to. Imagine if it comes out fucking crazy. I talked a lot of shit, but I just needed to. Like, I haven't talked shit. I haven't talked my shit, so it was time, you know? I'm excited. I think it's gonna be dope.